Hello, and thank you for taking time to review our potential instructional model changes for our fourth quarter. I'm Superintendent Lori Orologio, and I am joined by Assistant Superintendent Julio Bosco.
Hello. We are providing you with a detailed description of our potential fourth quarter instructional models for spring 2021 so you can make an informed decision about which instructional model you want for your child beginning April 19th.
It is important to note that we can only make these changes if the 6-foot social distancing requirement is relaxed. We want to begin by sharing the guiding principles that grounded our discussions about increasing in-person instruction. Of course, the first is health and safety of all of our students and staff. We want to make sure that we are providing equitable and accessible instruction across all levels and buildings. Maximizing in-person instruction was a driving force in our discussions. We know that students do best when they can interact with both their teachers and peers in person. We took into consideration the fact that we would need to have flexibility to adapt to the current instructional models. One of the lessons we have learned over the past year is that conditions can change quickly, and we want to be prepared. Finally, we wanted to provide instructional models that have a clear structure and ensure accountability of all stakeholders.
We took into account several factors when developing our models. In the area of transportation, we needed to check capacity and consider how pickup and drop-off times would be impacted by possibly more students and parents driving to and from school. Another important factor was our facility spaces. How might we set up our classrooms to accommodate more students and ensure proper social distancing? How would we schedule and configure PE, art, and music spaces? And how do we set up our cafeterias? For food services, we have to know how much food we need to order in advance, as well as ensure we have the staff needed to maintain food pickup sites for our remote families. We looked at our cleaning procedures and the impacts on scheduling, supplies, and staffing when more students are in the building each day. Special area schedules, lunch, and dismissal times will need to be adjusted. We addressed how special education, WMOCO for high school students, and intervention services will be impacted by these changes. For safety and security, we will need to ensure that we have adequate security coverage for pickup and dismissal times due to increased traffic. For grades K-6, we will be adding teachers to work with our remote students during fourth quarter. As we support all students and staff, we will continue to ensure that we have adequate technology resources until the end of the school year. And finally, the quarantine requirements may change due to reduced social distancing. We will work with the local Department of Health to determine the length of quarantine for each positive case. And in some cases, a full class may need to be quarantined.
It is important to note that the instructional models will look different across the district. Again, the proposed fourth quarter models hinge upon reduced social distancing requirements. The elementary schools are preparing for all kindergarten through fourth graders to come to school 5 days a week. Students that attend in person will remain with their current teacher. Any families that opt for their child to be fully remote will be assigned a different teacher for the fourth quarter. Please note that some students may need to eat lunch in their classrooms due to space constraints in the cafeteria. Schedules will be adjusted, including physical education, art, and music. Transportation on school buses could shift to 2 students per seat, wearing face masks, with windows down. We believe that in-person learning is the optimal environment for most students, but we understand that each family will have to make a decision of what works best for them. We anticipate that most classroom teachers will have full or nearly full classrooms, and in order to give remote students more direct attention, we will be assigning them to a teacher that is designated to teach only our remote learners. Depending upon numbers, remote classes may consist of students from different grades and/or across different elementary schools.
For the middle school, there will be two plans. For grades 5 and 6, the instructional model will be the same as described for the elementary schools. Grade 5 and 6 students will attend school 5 days a week. Any family that chooses full remote will be assigned a different teacher. All families that choose to send their child 5 days of in-person instruction will remain with their current teacher. Please note that some students may need to eat lunch in their classrooms due to space constraints in the cafeteria. Schedules will be adjusted, including PE, art, and music. Transportation on school buses may shift to 2 students per seat with masks on and windows open. For students in grades 7 and 8, there will be 2 options: full remote for 4 days or in person for 4 days. Schedules for students in grades 7 and 8 will remain the same. These students, whether in person or full remote, will remain with their current teachers and continue with asynchronous learning on Wednesdays. Instructional models for students in grades 9 through 12 would be similar to those in grades 7 and 8. There will be 2 options for either full remote or full in-person for 4 days. The students would also remain with their current teachers, continue to follow their current schedules, and participate in asynchronous learning on Wednesdays.
Again, it is important to note that these plans can only take effect if the social distancing requirements are reduced. We will continue to monitor the New York State Department of Health website as well as the CDC guidelines for the most updated information. If you have any questions before selecting your instructional model, please email cccSDhelp@cccSD.org.
Thank you for taking time to review these models. Please remember to make your child's instructional plan selection by noon on Tuesday, March 23rd. Children of families that do not make a selection by March 23rd will be assigned the in-person instructional model.